right, we're out here with Kevin Van Bakel. He's posing as Vanna White here with our Great Lakes Grain Crop Tour. We're just going to go in and check out this good piece of corn here, planted mid-May, and we got a couple of varieties here that we're going to check and see what our yield is. So we'll be back shortly with that yield. Certainly here in plant health, we've got very good looking plants. You know, we're not seeing any real issues on the ears at all. Every year, you know, we get into this time of year where we get a little bit of, you know, we're worried about mold and some of those things. We do see pretty tight husks, so, you know, it does make you worry a little wee bit. We are seeing, you know, a little lesion here, a little bit of mold on that. So we do worry that, you know, some of this does spread a little bit. How a couple years ago we had vomitoxin pretty bad. How was it here on that farm a couple years ago, Kevin?
It was actually on this farm, and I think we were around the 5 parts per million.
Right,
so.
right. So, you know, and did you apply a fungicide on this?
That year I didn't. This year I did.
Okay, so we do have fungicide on here, so hopefully have a little more protection. Plant health is just really, really nice in this, and lots of moisture. So we'll get back to you with what the yield is on this bad boy. All right, we just finished our yield assessment on this field of corn, really nice piece of corn. Anywhere yields from 200 to 262 bushel per acre, so pretty nice piece of corn. Kevin, maybe just tell us a little bit about what your nitrogen management has been on this field.
This field, we started off, we put, I think, about 15 gallons of 28% on before plant. We strip tilled. And then also before plant was between 6,500 and 7,000 gallons an acre of liquid hog manure. And then we soil tested, and I believe it was start of July, we came back in here and Y dropped 28% in as well. Now the volume I don't know, so we're going to have to talk to someone else about that.
Great, thanks. It's a really nice piece of corn. What are some of the things we're doing, Kaylene, differently than what we've done? You've been around for a number of years. What are some of the changes you're seeing in our management of some of our cornfields?
Thanks, Don. I find growers are getting a little bit more confident pushing hybrids. There's always the opportunity, like last year, if we chose the wrong hybrids, we're not getting the seeds in the ground, we swap everything out. But generally speaking, the area is pushing maturity a little bit more. The management's getting a little bit more intensive. We're getting a little bit more comfortable putting on a decent amount of fertilizer in the spring. We're splitting nitrogen, and again, a lot of guys have picked up fungicides. So fungicides, we're kind of moving into, as of 2018, getting closer to more of a tassel timing and to spray the silks. Obviously, we had a problem with that, so just kind of protecting the yield, protecting the grain quality is a bigger concern. As we're pushing yields higher and higher, then there's a lot more opportunity, and it's easier to get a better return on investment when we're dealing with higher yields in general. So that's what I've been seeing. It's been pretty exciting lately.
Great, thanks Kaylene. Larry, let's talk a little bit about what we've seen. We've been doing this tour now 11 years. What have we seen in overall plant population on corn in those 11 years?
Thanks, Don. As we moved from 27 to 29,000 populations, probably on average 10 years ago, we are now quite often seeing 35s to 37s for the more progressive fields, and that certainly has given the better opportunity for our high yield. The other thing that does is it also causes more stress on the hybrids, and therefore we have to manage them differently by making sure there is enough nutrients there, but also keeping them healthy with fungicides and that type of program. So we have learned to be in the field a lot more than what we used to be. We have crop scouts now looking at the fields 5 or 6 times through the season, making sure the weeds are controlled, making sure that the crop stays healthy with corn and soybeans. So that's what we certainly manage our crops differently and more intensively as we go forward here. Thanks, Don.
Great, thanks, Larry. Just kind of wrapping up here. Markets are moving higher again here this morning. Beans are up 11 or 12 or 13 cents. Corn's up 3 or 4. As we look at what that crop looks like in the field, you know, we're getting close to $12 beans, or you know, not too far away from it. How do we feel about adding a few more bushels to those sales and putting those offers in, making incremental sales as we move ahead? So some of the things to think about as we do our crop tour. Once again, if you want your fields looked at, hey, give us a shout. We'll be more than happy to look after you. Thank you.